the Apupco Studios in Oklahoma City, this is an OU update. I'm Jenni Carlson. The Sooners head to Ames, Iowa this weekend for a rematch against the Cyclones. Mike Baldwin joins us on the phone. And Mike, the last time these two teams met, it was an interesting game to say the least. 15 three-pointers for Iowa State. How did the Sooners try to turn that tide this time around?
Well, last time they played, Fred Hoiberg, the mayor, Lon Kruger himself, the strategy was a little unique. They tried to double Royce White a lot, and they just had crisp ball movement, moved the ball around, and it just led to a lot of open-looking threes, and they hit a lot early, gained some momentum, and then you got to the point Lloyd Noble Center groaned every time Iowa State just put up a three, knowing that half of them were going in. And so I'll be curious to see what the strategy is this time. Do they not put so much emphasis on Royce White, who ended up with 7 assists, and that, like Fred Hoiberg said, if it was hockey, he'd get 15 or 18 assists because he was making the first pass, which led to a pass, which led to a three-pointer. So the strategy, I think, is going to be interesting this time around.
Well, you mentioned Royce White, and obviously a very talented player for the Cyclones. Do the Sooners feel like they've got maybe a guy that could match up with them more one-on-one to guard that three-point line better, or is he that talented that you have to double-team him?
Well, he's only averaging 14 or 15 a game, but he's one of those guys that he fills up a stat sheet. I mean, his one Achilles heel, without question, is his very poor free throw shooting, which is why I think maybe they will change their strategy, just because that way, even if you foul him some inside, he has a hard time, like Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard and those guys. You know that some people have done the I guess you call it hack-a-Roy strategy this year. So I don't know. I'm going to be curious to see exactly what they do, because I think at least Fitzgerald and Osby and those guys, they can at least handle him some. You can't really put a little guy on him too much, because even though he's on the perimeter. But I think that they've got some guys capable of doing it, and Oklahoma's been running more zone lately. Do they run more zone in this game, even though that sounds like it'd be a dangerous strategy against a three-point shooting team? If you extend the zone, you're basically giving up a little bit of the middle of the zone. So there's a lot of different things they can do. I'm curious just to see what Lon Kruger and his staff do after the first game, because there's a lot of different options, and what they were doing the first game wasn't working very well.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.